Good morning and welcome to John Beck. This is your principal, Mr. Lin, and I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Well, today is Monday, September 19th, 2022, and it is a day A. Now, before we get kicked off with this day, please join me in standing and facing our flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You could go ahead and take a seat. I want to thank you for joining me today. It is a Monday, and I know that we've got a whole week in front of us. And maybe we had a wonderful and not so wonderful weekend. But at this present moment, I hope that you're soaking it in. You know, you've got your friends, you've got your teachers, and you've got people here who truly love, care, and are here to encourage you. All right? So let's go ahead and jump right into our lunch choices for today. As always, we have 4 lunch choices. You already know that. Your hot lunch for today is a grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup. So choice 1 is a grilled cheese sandwich with a tomato soup. Choice 2 is a Warrior Munchie meal. I have no idea what that is. Maybe some of you guys do, but please share. Choice 3 is your lunchbox meal for kindergarten, first and second grade students. It's with turkey. And then for our third, fourth, fifth, and sixth grade students, it's the turkey sandwich. Last but not least, sun butter sandwich. That's your choice 4. Okay, so those are your 4 choices. Now, as we continue, don't forget we have 3 expectations here at the school. Number 1, show that you're respectful, right, to yourself as well as to others. I want to remind you guys that our rules here at school extend all the way out onto the bus. So recently I've had to have some conversations with some people about how we operate on the bus and how does being respectful look like? What does being responsible look like? What does being ready to ride the bus look like? Now, if you all take a look at your hands, okay? We are in control of our hands, right? Give me a thumbs up, right? Open up your hands, close your fists, right? You can control your hands. And we can use our hands in helpful or hurtful ways. So for instance, when you're on the bus and you think it might be funny to take something from somebody just because you're joking around, it might be funny to you at that moment, but for somebody else it may not be, especially if you don't give it back when you're asked to, right? I mean, you shouldn't even be taking things to begin with, but even if you do and you don't make it right by giving it back when you're asked to do that, your hands aren't exactly being heroes, right? Your hands are being villains. We have to be able to control our hands. So, boys and girls, being respectful today means being respectful of your own hands and making sure that you take good care of them and making sure that they're being respectful to others. And then also being responsible with how we use our hands, okay? Using them in helpful ways is a lot better than using them in hurtful ways. And last but not least, when you get onto the bus, take a deep breath and just think about, are you ready to ride the bus? Check your hands. And if your hands aren't doing what they ought to be doing, go back to being respectful and responsible. Take care of them, and then, of course, you'll be ready. All right, so now some of our 6th grade students have also asked me to go ahead and share some history tidbits, what might have happened in history on today. So today is September 19th. A lot of us may already know that a big piece of history is happening right now across the Atlantic Ocean, where the British Queen Elizabeth II, the whole country is mourning her passing and celebrating her life with her funeral and the funeral procession. But back in 1982, many years ago, here in Pennsylvania, there was a guy by the name of Dr. Scott Fahlman. He was a professor at Carnegie Mellon, and many of you guys may know what these are, right? An emoji. Before we had emojis, before phones could even make these images, they could only use letters. And so Dr. Fowlman, as he was writing emails and typing things up, realized that sometimes when you're just using typing, it's kind of hard to tell if someone's being lighthearted and joking or someone's being serious, right? You can't read someone's face when you're just reading words on a paper or on a phone. So he suggested that we use something like this to suggest that something is happy or fun. You know, the opposite would be the sad face if something was more serious. So in 1982, on September 19th, the first emoticon was used. And over the many, many years, and as the capabilities of phones have improved, they have evolved into things like this emoji. All right. Now, we have no special announcements today. Boys and girls, I want you to hear this from me directly, especially if you haven't heard it from anyone else. I love you, I care about you, and I'm here to encourage you. Take a look at your teachers and take a look at your best friends in class. They are also here to love you, care for you, and encourage you. Thank them. Okay, it's nice to have people in your corner. It's nice to have people who are there to have your back. Make sure you thank them. That's my challenge to you. All right, I can't wait to see you guys around. Have an amazing day.